Professor Aaron Ocquaye, former Speaker of Parliament, Abutuya OSP in Sensem no, and also about break silence on a year OSP no, Abutuya or say OSP there, Massa, on compare bindana, sa law no, sa or more pass a bill na kasano, na error, ain't no, the Attorney General and High Court in the final ruling no, Bibia Edana Kwema, Sisiano, say if say Professor, if say OSP or per se unya power for prosecution, yes or no request for no request from the Attorney General. And Kevin Taylor about dropping hot details about it. Mami corner young konkuti and summer a course so unsubscribe subscribe na hit it on the notification bell so any updates be about dropping also once a bit to me akabi a gossip politics TV so madam say
going after them. So the motive wasn't to fight corruption. The motive was more of going after their political opponents than to fight corruption in Ghana. Now, the man who was the Speaker of Parliament, time and now pass the Special Prosecutor Act 959, Mr. Michael Ocquaye, he has also spoken. What did he say? Thank you very much, Mr. S. I'll get to the video in. What did Michael Ocquaye, ordinary Speaker of Parliament, 2017-18, time Akufo-Addo Air Force Special Prosecutor's Office on the neck of Ghanaians. What did Michael Ocquaye say? What is he saying today? Or say, the Constitution must be amended to make room for another prosecutorial body as AG's prosecutorial power currently cannot coexist with that of another institution. Let me take this again. Michael Ocquaye, time and a pass Special Prosecutors Act no Parliament on an Speaker of Parliament and Akufo-Addo. And as some way see, Wabeka say the Constitution must be amended. Or say without amending Article 88. Time and near him say yeah amend 88 no near him say office we are put it together a political office keke near the tank of Michael Ocquaye no Speaker of Parliament and they also say the Constitution must be amended to make room for another prosecutorial body as AG's prosecutorial power currently cannot coexist with that of another institution. Or see, I was say you amend the Constitution no dear Oyukwe Eka say you fail to amend it because it was deliberate. No see there say you bet me make sure say Special Prosecutor's Office they jinan and also to my I was say amend the Constitution. They knew it. They knew that the decision they were taking then, it was a bad decision, but it was because of politics. It was because they had targeted their opponent. Because the agenda of Kufuor, and they wanted to continue. So agenda na Kufuor ba na be a fast track court or the tata tatuchikata a daily without him being heard. Then Nana Adodanko Kufuor UP tradition. These criminals came with the same agenda, force an office on the people and use that office to go after our opponent. And we are asking the Special Prosecutor's Office, do they even have the right to go to court? The Special Prosecutor's Office cannot answer. The Special Prosecutor cannot answer. So the question here is, who is to be blamed? Who are we supposed to blame today? If today, an office like the Special Prosecutor, we have spent millions of cedis and dollars on, spent money, today it does not have the power to, at the end of the day, even go to court and prosecute people it is investigating. Let's go and listen to Michael Ocquaye. Okasaya Muntieno.
From the beginning, some of us made some of these remarks. The Attorney General is the sole prosecutor in this country by law. So says the Constitution. Therefore, if we want to create some other body or authority, we must be careful in doing that. And I believe that in future, like I said not long ago, all our institutions must be made stronger, and we should stop making or legislating the proliferation of institutions. The institution that is there to do a job, give it every authority, every facility, every human power, every ICT resource, anything, so that they can deliver. And if we find it necessary, then we dissociate the Attorney General from the government, because that's the fear of an attorney general not prosecuting members of the government. So this is something that must be finally resolved. I trust that it will go finally to the Supreme Court. Then we shall know for sure that in actual fact, the constitutional provisions we give the attorney general as the sole authority to prosecute cannot coexist with another organization until the law of the constitution is changed.
The law was passed during your time as the Speaker of Parliament.
Oh yes, I'm very, very much aware of that. But you see, the Speaker doesn't vote. The Speaker may only express a personal opinion. But nevertheless, the members must vote. It is not a strange ruling at all. We must soberly look at it and then come to a conclusion on the law.
So you agree with the courts yesterday?
I said that very recently, because the Constitution makes a provision. And I happen to be a very legalistic person. If it's against the law, it's against the law.
You see where our problem is? Oh, maybe a problem. Well, the same man who sat in Parliament made sure he supervised the passing of this illegal law. Today he's telling us, I was a speaker, I didn't vote. But we have seen on countless occasions, speakers tell leadership in Parliament to take a bill back and relook at it and come back with something that makes sense. And we have heard it so many times and seen it so many times on TV, where speakers of Parliament are able to tell the bill leaders that, you know something, this bill is vague. In fact, you need to go and do a comprehensive job on it and bring it back. We have seen it so many times. This man sat in the seat and said pass it because his boss, Akufo-Addo, wanted to go after his opponent. You see the hypocrisy in this old man? So today, who is supposed to be blamed? These same people who are making noise and speaking Bangladesh English, foolish so-called ex-statesmen or statesmen, these are the people we need to blame. Right now, the argument the MPP is making is that, oh, the Special Prosecutor's Office is being scrapped because NDC is against an anti-corruption agency. Now, take your time. I'm sure be a danger no. When Akufo-Addo was inaugurating the Special Prosecutor's Office, the day Akufo-Addo said, or the Martinamidu Air Question Officer, let's listen to Akufo-Addo very well. You will know where he was headed. Now, listen to Akufo-Addo.
Composition of the board, in my view, tells us two things. Firstly, your purpose, the fundamental purpose, is to work to ensure the independence of this office. It is a new institution in the law enforcement architecture of our country, as well as in the architecture of our anti-corruption institutional framework. But it is extremely important that the commitment that was made that this would be an office independent of the executive, that is the charge that you are required to keep. But in so doing, your own composition tells you that you have also to be the body that ensures the cooperation of the law enforcement agencies of this country. The Attorney General is represented here. The police service is represented at a very high level. The current Director General of the CID is the representative of the IGP here. And we have high-level representatives of the other institutions of the law enforcement world of Ghana. So it is therefore mandatory on you, not only to guard the independence of the office, but also to ensure the cooperation of the law enforcement agencies with the Office of Special Prosecutor. When you foster that cooperation, you're not by that way endangering your own particular functions and responsibilities. You're helping the Office of Special Prosecutor achieve the statutory ends that Parliament and the people of Ghana are expecting of the office. We do not have to belabor the point that the issue of corruption is one of the major issues in our national discourse. There's not a day when the media, and the Ghanaian people in their homes, in the bars, in their offices are not talking about corruption in our public life. It is that pressure that has brought Parliament to establish this office by statute. So the responsibility is on you to ensure that the public life of our country is sanitized, are considerable. But I'm confident that the quality of people that have been assembled on this board, beginning of course with the special prosecutor himself and his deputy and the other members of the board, are such as to give confidence that this very difficult assignment is one that is going to be undertaken in all seriousness. It will be done without fear or favor, ill will or malice. Because the body has not been established to be a prosecutorial agency, it's a prosecutorial agency. And that therefore requires the assignment is one that is going to be undertaken in all seriousness. It will be done without fear or favor, ill will or malice. Because the body has not been established to be a prosecutorial agency, it's a prosecutorial agency. And that therefore requires the certain cardinal principles of the rule of law are respected by office, without fear or favor, ill will or malice. Because the body has not been established to be a prosecutorial agency, it's a prosecutorial agency. And that therefore requires the certain cardinal principles of the rule of law are respected by office. Due process, without fear or favor, ill will or malice. Because the body has not been established to be a prosecutorial agency, it's a prosecutorial agency. And that therefore requires the certain cardinal principles of the rule of law are respected by
So you see, when the Kufuor was inaugurating the Special Prosecutor's Office, okay, I said this body is not being put together for prosecutorial powers or prosecutorial as a prosecutorial agency. On no kind of day they were doing what? They were inaugurating the Special Prosecutor's Office. The board was sitting before it. Now the Dankwe Kufuor the catcher Ghana for you say the agency, the Special Prosecutor's Office, wasn't being put together to be a prosecutorial agency. So he knew it. He knew, say, the Special Prosecutor's Office was basically an investigative office. See, let me tell you for a fact, if we add or we put the law together to back oral is the same as Special Prosecutor's Office, per what we are hearing today. Say the oral parliament, like I say, the embrabi etari oral chia. Oral becomes the same office as the Special Prosecutor. You know why? Because oral just investigates, and when they investigate, they hand over to the Attorney General. The same thing that the OSP needs to do. Because the president himself, when he was inaugurating, made it clear that this is not a prosecutorial agency. They don't have the power to prosecute. They are only there to investigate. The same way oral are there to investigate, assess, and hand over whatever they have to the Attorney General. The reason why the OSP office gets budget approval from the government and get all these resources because we went to Parliament to create that office. If today we go to Parliament and go through some laws and give that same power to oral and OSP are not different. The only difference is that there's an act backing the office of the Special Prosecutor's Office. Now, these are the board members. Ekufuor Etiye or Eye Special Prosecutor's Office. These are the board members. 1. Martin Amidu, the special prosecutor. Martin Amidu, NDC near. He was just bitter because he wanted to be vice president and Atamils never chose him as a vice president. He harbored some bitterness against John Mahama. So Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo slowly dissected Martin Amidu, saw that hatred in his heart and said, come and be the special prosecutor. Because if I use you, then people will not say it is the MPP, Dankwa Dombo criminals going after their opponent. So he went to call a thirsty, bitter old man who was just reckless in his decisions and said, come and be the special prosecutor in 2017. So Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo in 2018 said, Martin Amidu, come and lead the office. was an agenda behind it. They didn't care about the law. They knew that the special prosecutor could not go to court, but they were basically pushing it through because now they had an agenda. 2. Cynthia Lamte, Deputy Special Prosecutor. Or in Ghana, my friend Musano, we almost so many law chain will be also assembly by they are all quiet because they all occupied an illegitimate position. 3. Mami Ya Tiwa Addo keep on keeping on. Former CID boss, the worst CID boss in the history of Ghana. Corrupt. A woman who basically did not know her job. Nana Addo Dankwa put her on the special prosecutor board. I'm establishing something here. Yes, who are we supposed to blame? We are supposed to blame the originators or the people who came together to cook this fake idea to force it on Ghanaians. Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo Bawumia, the NPP as a political party. Number 4, Charles Nana Entry, Yoko representative. Linda Oforikafo, civil society representative. Adai Rekutewia, civil society representative. Kofi Redubuache, board member. Charles Ayamedu, board member. Kweku Domfe, board member. If I decide to go into detail, all these people, their background, you will see, say, Akufo-Addo had an agenda. So now, we go back. You go back to ask that question. Besides, get me the letter, the one he wrote to the OSP. Besides, get me the letter he wrote to the OSP. Let me show Ghanaians something. So you see, thank you, Mr. S. Thank you for bringing this in quickly, and I really appreciate you guys. Now, what is happening today? We all have to blame the MPP and Akufo-Addo, or a dangerous man. He's a devil. You know what? Also, I'm going to show you the evidence why Akufo-Addo is crazy. Why the MPP is a stupid political party. The OSP office they established, the purpose, the mind behind it was demonic, was devilish. Now, maybe Akufo-Addo video, no, me Baby Kacha say, he stated it clearly in the video. I didn't say it, that the agency did not have the power to prosecute. Maybe we are not DB. Now listen to it again.
Okay, abusuya winning and my apostle our political highway. So Professor Ocquaye and Kevin Taylor ede na honsem ebetu dwa as a former speaker of parliament nensema owo edeka efa OSP versus the attorney general ne prosecutorial powers agye free nensem honsem na ye de brem ebeda masesa mo jepe ne kokuti za ensem we ede mai aha gossip politics TV so medamase.